Good morning. It's Tuesday, March 24th, and I want to give another market update to our Pathfinder clients. Last week was the biggest drop in the markets in record for a week, not to mention it was one of the most volatile. We did see peak volatility to the likes of the 2007-8-9 crisis, even back into the 87 crisis crash and things like that. So when volatility hits that level, that's actually typically a good sign, meaning that we're shaking out those that are panicking and really trying to find a bottom in the marketplace. With that said, the two things that we were sort of waiting for in the short run are the Fed to step in, which they did in a big way yesterday, and basically they have backed all the credit markets, including money markets, banking system, and the work. So a lot of liquidity and a lot of backing from the Fed. Rest assured that a lot of that is going to be helpful if there's ever any credit crunch. Additionally, as you very well know, that the Congress is still trying to enact some kind of fiscal policy stimulus bill, and there are two sides of that right now. As I sit here and look, the markets look favorable that one of those is going to get passed. But in the long run, I think we're probably still 6 to 7 weeks out from what I would consider the coronavirus peak in the United States. And so that makes us all uneasy. The government shutdowns across different states have all but locked in a recession. It is not unlikely to see company earnings dropping by 25-30% for the second quarter for sure, and likely, if implemented correctly, maybe some regaining in the third quarter, but certainly moving back in fourth quarter and next year. We are hopeful that we will get through this. It's comforting to know that 85% of the cases of this are mild. But it's not what we feel, it's not how we're acting every day. And when it comes to the market, I think it's important to also understand that it's very difficult to price stocks in this kind of environment. This is not normal, and so to ask how much is American Airlines really worth right now? How much is Google worth right now? Are advertisers pulling back? So now Google is not making so much money, or are they fine because they're an internet-based business and everybody's at home on the internet? It's very difficult to understand that. Is Unilever or some of these other big companies out there? What about the pharmaceutical companies that are racing to find a cure? So when you try to put a price tag on some of this, it can get very difficult. And so the tried and true method has worked, which is that the market has inevitably had downturns, but it has inevitably gotten through those, and this too shall pass. And so I don't know if, when we'll hit the bottom. I do know that back in 2009, when the market bottomed out, in the first week after the bottom, it was up 7%, 12% by week 2, and by the end of the first month, it was up almost 24%. And it didn't feel like the bottom in the economy yet. So I don't know that we'll ever know when the bottom was, because it still won't feel good when the market starts to reprice this. But the market typically recovers quicker than the economy does. And so as long as they're pricing in that recovery at some point, I would tell you stay fast to your long-term strategy, and this too shall pass. I know it's an echoing advice that we're going to give, but it's one that needs to be said. And then we'll see what happens with everything that's going on with the fiscal stimulus. More importantly, I'd like to see more moves on the testing and on the actual vaccinations and things like that, which I think will also be a big boost once we see any of those new findings come out. So with that said, it's not fun for any of us. Make sure you're staying safe. At Pathfinder, we're ready to go remote if we need to. We did that for Hurricane Florence, and so we know how to do it. It's very easy for us, and we're here to serve you. So let us know what we can do for you. Thank you.